What is up, Chocolatiers? Welcome back to another review today. And in today's review, we're going to be talking about Mr. Crocket. It was just kind of okay. But before we get right into that, a word from our sponsors. Check out Dubby Energy. It's filled with clean ingredients to fuel your day, whether that be through gaming, studying, or even workouts. Unlike other energy drinks, Dubby will not give you the jitters or that dreaded crash. It comes in a variety of great tasting flavors, so there's something for everyone. Want to save on your first order? Use code Mr. Chocolate for 10% off from your order. Level up your energy and stay focused with Dubby. Link will be in the description below. And now, on to the video. Alrighty, Mr. Crocket is literally like Black Mr. Rogers, but if he was fucking evil, okay? And so, in this film, you've got a mother who just loses her husband. He dies. I actually think it's kind of explained how he dies. It could have been like a motor vehicle accident, something like that. And they might have stated it. This movie, I don't know. Like it was just all over the place for me. So it starts off kind of basic, and like I said, you know, he dies. And what the fuck is that outside? Anyways, he dies, and she's responsible for her son. And her son, pretty much from the jump, is just an awful piece of shit. Like some of the worst of the worst. One of the worst bad kids ever. Like you put his ass on Beyond Scared Straight. Like he's like that. At his own daddy's funeral, he's like, bro, I'm trying to play this fucking DS. I don't give a fuck. Okay. And you know, I get it can be interpreted as like trauma and stuff like that. And they kind of get into a little bit of that. But like at your daddy's funeral, my guy, whoop your ass. And so immediately coming from a black family, a black mother, I'm already calling bullshit. That mom would have beat his ass in the church in front of the dead daddy. She'd be like, boy, hey, talk to me. That's just how black mamas act. I'm sorry, that's just how they do. So instantly, I'm already kind of out of this. I said, bro, what the fuck? She's like, Major, it's okay. Here's your DS. And I'm like, what the fuck? So as you can already tell how this review's going, I did not love this movie like I was wanting to. And I'm a little upset about that because lately, these streaming movies have been really good for me, like, you know, Cotto Lake, It's What's Inside, you know, whatever. But this movie, it just really feels rushed. So it's like an hour and, like, I want to say 20-something minutes. And so when it really starts getting going around 30-something minutes, you've only got about 30-something more left, right? About 40, 50 minutes. And so, I don't know. So basically, Mr. Crocket comes into play because randomly, they don't really explain it, but just a kind of like, you know, like those like book boxes that show up like in big cities where like you take a book, you give a book, kind of like that. It's like that, but it's Mr. Crocket's tapes, okay? And whenever somebody takes those tapes and they play them for their kids, it puts them in a trance. And long story short, he's basically getting them out of bad households. So, that, for example, I'll give you this in the intro scene. There's this dad being a piece of shit to his son. Actually, he's a stepdad. And he's like, you know, we bought all these groceries for you. You're not eating all this food, this and that. And the boy's just like, I'm not hungry, right? And so Mr. Crocket shows up to save the day, kills the dad, takes the fucking little boy back to him, back to like his like little dark evil realm in hell, right? And that's where I was really, like, the intro scene really got me. The first 20 minutes really got me in this movie and really started settling in because I'm just kind of like, okay, you know, we got maybe some demonic stuff going on. Mr. Crocket don't know what he is. Let's get into all that. And everything just falls flat. There is a twist in this movie that happens with a character. And even that twist just fell flat because when that twist is revealed, which you pretty much see it coming from 1,000 miles away from the first time this character shows up, Mr. Crocket's character at the end of the movie is like, here's my story, right? And even his story to how he gets to where he's at, I'm like, okay, I'll buy it, but even then I'm just kind of like, it's kind of tame, it's kind of boring. The scares in this movie, really tame, really boring. That's why the intro scene set me up so well, because when you see all this crazy shit happen, I was like, oh, these kills are going to be crazy. And he does another one with this one guy in this one house. And that kill was cool and creative, but I feel like it's almost like they were trying to figure out if they're going to make it rated R or PG-13. And so, like, you know, for example, like you'll see like a character's head blow off, and it'll show it, but it flashes instantly to like the next scene. And it's almost like they didn't linger too long on some of this stuff, or, you know, characters get to the scene of, oh, he's already killed this person or this, that. And it was a whole lot of skipping over stuff. It felt like a whole lot of scenes were missing. And it even felt like that with character development too, because the mother, I really don't know much about her. I can't tell you what her job is. I don't know what the fuck she does. I don't know anything about her outside of, her husband died, or died, and her, fucking kid's awful, right? And, the main plot of this movie is that clearly, within the first 35 minutes or so, her kid gets kidnapped, she's looking for her son, but everything is just so fast. It's like fucking slow down. This movie should have been 2 hours, slow the shit down, or hour and 45, but add an extra 20 minutes to this movie, it would have been an extra point or two higher, just because of that. And that's literally, like I said, because there's no character development. Like, characters get introduced, you get their motivations within 5 seconds, and then, we're going to do this, right? And even like her character, she does like the whole horror movie thing where she goes on the computer in the library. It's always that, and she's like, okay, let me like look up what's going on. Let me find out what's going on with this. And she learns everything and puts everything together like in 30 seconds, and then boom, they're like chasing his ass. And it's just so fucking fast. Like, it's too fast, too fucking furious. Okay. And even like that, the end scene of the movie, I was like, okay, I'm liking this. I might give this like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, whatever. And then they kind of ruin it with the ending. They do some shit. They're trying to set stuff up. I said, what the fuck are we doing? Stop. I just, like, Mr. Crocket as a performer for the first 35, 40 minutes, I really loved it. But that final act is not good. Like, it just wasn't hitting me. Character designs were like, okay, cool. Like, I really like, what they were doing with some of the creatures that he works with and some of the world that he was doing. But even like that, they don't do anything cool with that. I'm like, I believe most of the final fight is just like in one room, and that's kind of just it. And I'm like, not doing anything cool with this, and I don't know. Like, it just let me down a whole lot. I was going in thinking, wow, this is going to be unique. Hulu's been putting out, they put out some alright movies, but I'm like, after Hold Your Breath being just kind of okay, this also let me down as well. Like, Hulu Wing used to mean something back in the day. I remember when they put out those little movies that are like about different holidays or whatever, and those were fucking awesome. I need to review those on the channel. Those movies are gas. And I thought this was what this would kind of be like, because they made that one, was it Bingo or Beepo or some shit like that? And I thought it was going to be kind of like that, but like Mr. Rogers, right? Black Mr. Rogers. And like I said, this movie just, like, it starts out so crazy, so well, and you're just like, wow, this is going insane. But like, even like Mr. Crockett's origin story, I was like, okay, all right. Like, it wasn't like I don't give a shit. It was just, everything was so basic. Everything was like, God, how did he fucking get his powers? Okay. How did he even like get here about loving kids? Oh, okay. Like, it just, I feel like everything should have been elevated to 11, and instead we were just kind of like room temp. It was like some lukewarm McDonald's fries. Like, it's fine, but it's just not what it should have been. It should have been piping hot. I paid my money for it. And so with this, I'm gonna give Mr. Crocket a 5.5 out of 10. I think it's good enough to watch. Like, it's not awful. Like, it's not bad, really, if I'm being honest. It's just very middling. Like, it's just, every time something cool happens, it ends up with a conclusion that's okay. Anytime a conclusion's really good, the setup and everything else is just okay. It's like there's nothing full 100%. Everything's at 50. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with that for my final score. Please like and subscribe for more, and comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this film. Since it is on Hulu, I don't know if a few of you watched it. Let me know your thoughts. And with that, please like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I love my popcorn. Movies, popcorn.